Coach, congratulations for making it to the big dance.
Good morning, Avery.
Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, Barry Wimp, thanks for having me on. We're excited. And it's not just making it, it's just the highs and lows of a SEC regular season and non-conference season and, having one of the youngest teams in the country. Obviously, you can have a little bit of a roller coaster, but I'm proud of not only the players, but also all of those assistant coaches and staff members that put so much into these young men every single day.
Yeah, you're right. The roller coaster for a season, I don't think the average fan realizes how much every guy goes through, the stress of the trying to get in, trying to win the next game. But I thought you guys did a really good job of setting up your schedule. Whenever you got all that done, you guys looked at everything, and you guys had a great strength of schedule. I'm looking at the real-time RPI right here. I think it was 3 is what it came out to be. So there's a method of putting that thing together. I think that's what really helped you guys is putting the schedule together. What all goes into that when you guys do this?
Well, Barry, last year I looked at where we finished, and, we obviously lost some games, but Vanderbilt made it with 14 losses. Mm-hmm. So, with me being new to college basketball, coaching in college, I went to Colton Houston, our director of basketball operations, and I said, look, I want you to take a real forensic look at our schedule, non-conference, and Vanderbilt's, and look at all of the teams across the country, and let's do a deep dive into why some of these other teams made it to the tournament and we didn't. And then we started that process, hired some guys, some consultants from New York, and they helped us. And Colton did a great job of leading that charge. And really the thing that sealed it was when we hired Greg Byrne. And Greg came in, and we started talking to Greg about, what he did, at his last stop and how they scheduled. And obviously we got Arizona on our schedule. And once we did that, even though we lost to Arizona, it really didn't hurt us on the road because people thought we went out and challenged ourselves. So it's a lot of people behind the scenes. It's a collaborative effort. But we thought, if we lost some games, we wanted our losses to actually be something that our team could learn from. Mm-hmm. But we thought, in terms of our resume, our losses really weren't going to hurt us because of the way we compiled our schedule.
Yeah, that.
Without giving away any secrets, talk a little bit about what you can say about the physical condition of your team, how you feel like they are leg-wise, how you feel like they are. I know mentally they're going to be good because you'll get them there mentally, but are they okay at every position physically to play against a very good Virginia Tech team?
Well, before I answer that question, Wimp, I really want to thank you for joining us at the SEC tournament.
Well, I appreciate you inviting me.
Yeah, it really meant a lot to our players and our staff, and also, when you joined us at Florida. So, just having you around and your wisdom and just being able to touch some of our players, and obviously we love talking basketball with you, and so just know that really means a lot to
Well, I appreciate me. You. Naturally, I sent you a note yesterday, and I appreciated your answer and appreciate you inviting me. Go ahead. That's
yeah,
good.
But I think overall we're going to be in good shape. The only question mark right now is Dante Hall. And obviously in the Kentucky game, you can see how much we miss Dante. Wenyon Gabriel, the last time we played against him at Kentucky, and even going back to last year, Dante's one of the primary defenders that we have on Wenyon. And Dante's an all-SEC defensive player, and he gives us so much on the offensive end with his running ability and the way he finishes inside. And, he's one of our captains. But we'll see if he can get on the court for practice. He didn't practice on yesterday. But we'll see, how much of practice he can participate in today, if any. But he would be the only question mark. Everybody else is ready to go, and, they're all excited.
We're talking, obviously, with Coach Avery Johnson. Coach, I'm always big on, I think every player on every team has a role. And when I watched that Texas A&M game, your bench was so into the game. Lawson Schaefer and some of the guys, they were up, they were into the game, and that told me right there, Bama is ready to play because that bench is into it. Just talk about maybe some of those guys that don't get the publicity, but help your team get ready every day and what role they play for Alabama.
Well, Barry, and naturally when I talk about this kid, people only say, well, you only want to talk about your son. Well, let me just get this out first. I think this year, AJ Jr.'s production on the court maybe hasn't been as high as it was last year, but his leadership has been better, especially when you're talking about 5 freshmen and Daniel Giddings, who was a redshirt sophomore. Behind the scenes, all of the things that he does, especially when it seems like the roof is caving in. When you're winning is cute, it's fine. But when you're losing and obviously Avery is pretty active on social media, but he does a great job. But he might be Batman, but Lawson Schaefer is Robin in terms of, leadership and enthusiasm and encouragement, and guys like Riley Norris, who I wish could, my heart just breaks because he's not able to participate with us in the NCAA tournament, and he's been there with me since day one, since I arrived. So a lot of those guys that's down there on the bench, and even when we're at home, you got guys like Tevin Mack and Armand Davis that's down there encouraging the guys. So it's an overall team effort, and guys understand their roles. Some guys' roles are, to get out there and rebound, but some guys' roles are to help our team rebound mentally when they come to the bench, especially after we've had a bad stretch in the game.
Yeah, I think those guys were terrific over there. So that let me know you guys were ready to go right there. When you turn on the tape and look at Virginia Tech, Coach, what do you see?
Wow, I see a team that has 9 guys that can shoot the three. Buzz Williams, who I know very well, they do a good job of spreading you out, and it starts with the 2 Justins in the backcourt, Justin Robinson and Bibbs. Those guys are left-handed, unorthodox players. They shoot the three, they drive it, they can pass it. Big Blackshear in the middle does a great job of manning the middle for you, but he'll step out and shoot threes. I mean, he's had games where he's attempted 4 threes, and they got a couple of dirty work guys. Clark, that they bring off the bench, is more of a utility guy, dirty work guy. But it all starts with Justin Robinson. He's kind of the head of the snake. But fortunately, Barry, for us, we've seen so much in the SEC this year. So many different styles of play. Some bigger teams, some longer teams, some smaller teams, some hard hat, dirty work teams. We've seen so many different styles of play, and obviously we saw it in the non-conference. So hopefully it'll set us up good. We know we have to rebound the ball. That's been one of our Achilles heels. And also, just making wide open shots. Not contested shots, but just wide open shots. And if we can get back on defense, rebound, make wide open shots, then we have a pretty good chance.
Yep.
This would be interesting to me. You and I really haven't talked about it. We talked basketball some, but nothing. Tell me, Coach, is the preparation when you're playing 80-something games, when you play basketball at everywhere that you played in the pros and getting ready for each game, is your preparation does it have to be more detailed in college? I know you got a lot of people looking at film. You're looking at it as well. What's the difference in preparation for college basketball and the difference between that and the preparation for each professional basketball game?
Yeah, that's a great question, Wimp. And, in the pros, you're not practicing nearly as much, especially during the regular season, because sometimes you might play 4 games in a week. So your shoot-arounds, or, when you can get on the court for a shoot-around if you don't have a back-to-back game, are significantly important because, guys are resting on off days. You just can't practice that much. But in college, our practices and preparation, man, is very extensive because, during the regular season, you can practice 2 or 3 hours. You have more time in between games to prepare. You're only playing 2 games a week. But your practices and also in college, your shoot-arounds are just as important on game days because it's all about repetition with younger kids. Sometime with the pros, you might be able to just explain something one time, and it's fine. They'll just go and do it. But with younger kids, it's all about repetition. And really, by the time we get them in college, it's all about breaking so many bad habits maybe that they've had and getting them to trust you when you say this is what we should do and this is how you should do it. Maybe in high school, 3 guys can stand together and you don't have to worry about spacing. But in college, it's a different deal. And then by the time they get to the NBA, they understand spacing a lot better. So I just think, being detailed and extensive in your preparation is critically important, especially because a lot of these kids, especially with us going to the tournament, they've never experienced it before. They don't know anything about Virginia Tech. So we have to make sure that we dot all of our I's and cross all of our T's.
Good point.
Coach, what's y'all's travel schedule? You going up today or tomorrow? When you going?
Yeah, Barry, what we've always tried to do, whether it's the SEC tournament and now the NCAA tournament, we try to arrive at least 48 hours before the game. So we'll leave today sometime around 6 o'clock and get up there tonight because I always like our players waking up in that particular city the day before the game. So we'll basically keep our same schedules we had for the SEC tournament. The only difference is, obviously we'll be playing a night game instead of an afternoon game. But on tomorrow, there are a lot of mandatory media sessions and, all of those things that we have to participate in at the host arena.
Yeah, it's a great time. Coach, when you had Dad with you on the trip, now he had to leave the show early on Thursday or Friday because he was afraid y'all were going to put up all the breakfast. He wasn't going to get a free meal. Not. Yes, he was. How many free meals did he get off of y'all up in St. Louis? Brian Passick said it was at least 4.
I stayed out of the way. I was never in Avery's way.
I didn't say you were in the way, but
if Avery wanted to see me, I was available. But outside of that, he never saw me.
Yeah, but he said, "Hey Barry, at that 8:30, I got to go," and I know why he had to go because he's afraid they're going to close up the buffet. How many free meals did he get, Avery?
You know what? We'll average about 3 meals a day, but he was great. He was great. And the funny thing is, all of the folks, the chefs and everybody, they love having him around. Whip has his own method of going through the buffet, right?
Yeah.
He'll start off slow, and then he'll pick it up.
He likes to come around and eat off everybody else's plate. He didn't get anything off your plate, did he?
I didn't. Thanks, Avery. I appreciate it. Good luck.
Go ahead.
No problem. Hey, Wimp, thanks again.
Okay.
I appreciate it. And Barry, congratulations to you and your team. What a great run that you guys had. And I know all of those kids. I know it was a big deal for you. When you walked in the door, you didn't know what you had. But it's not how you start, it's how you finish. So congratulations to you.
Well, I appreciate that. I think I'd sent you a text. I don't have a guy on my team that can touch the rim, and you said, well, neither could I.
That's right.
So, but it was really fun watching those kids get better and better and better and building a team, and then to see them run on that floor after winning that state championship was a great thrill for me. So I appreciate you saying that.
Good. And tell my boy Blake I said hello.
I will. Good luck up in Pittsburgh. We'll be watching.
All right, thanks a lot.
Thank
Roll
you.
Tide.
Thank you.